includes Seun lives in Lagos, married to Wale and a mother of 3 amazing children. Itunu Jika is an enthusiastic, conscientious, self-motivated and resourceful administrator with over 5 years experience in office and process management. She has worked in the public sector for over 10 years and honing her administrative skills and using her customer service experience in client management. Her passion for effective workflow and seamless process has her dabbling into events management and planning, a skill she hopes to fine-tune and use to build her own businesses. Ladies and gentlemen, on this prestigious platform, please make welcome our speakers and moderator to this month's webinar.
Over to you, Ma.
Everyone, good evening. Thank you for having me, Ms. Itunu. Thank you for having me, Ms. Adepoju. Ms. Tumininu, I'm super grateful. I hope you can hear me clearly. At some point, I will share my screen, but please permit me to continue like this. Okay, so I will share, just a minute, I'm trying to share my screen. Okay, can you see my screen now?
Yes, we can.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Thank you for having me. My name is Seun Sangoloye, and I'm the mom-in-chief at Baby Grubs. And I've been told to talk about how to sell yourself. Apparently, everyone thinks that I am good at selling myself. So I just thought to, tell my business story, because that is how I became who most people now know that I am today. My name is Seun Sangoloye, and I'll give you a brief background as to what I do and how I started. So I started Baby Grubs when I had my son, and I wanted to go back to work after my maternity leave, and my son was not eating. And that was when I started panicking, and I discovered, this gold mine about feeding children. And that is where I have been, and I've been mining that that mine ever since. And so I think the first thing that we need to talk about when you want to talk about yourself is to find out who you are. And who you are is not that, am I lost? No, you're not lost, but it's about what your purpose is, what you do, why do you do what you do, what is special about you, and that is about finding your niche. That's the first thing that I would ask anybody to do, find your niche. And I will give you a short story of that will put that into perspective for you. A friend of mine, we were gisting about a staff of ours that quit his work as a teacher and decided to start a suya spot. He likes barbecue, and he thought every other person to, it's a big market, it's a huge market. Why don't I start selling suya? Okay, fine. He starts selling suya. But we had a discussion and we said to ourselves that this guy, will be out of business in no time if an aboki opens a suya spot just beside him. And you know why this is so? Because what he's doing is no different from what the aboki is doing. And so the only way, the best way you can sell yourself is to be, one, you have to be authentic. 2, you have to be innovative. Number 1 about being authentic is you have to be true to yourself. The world has seen enough of the same thing. You have to be different. There has to be something special about you. Nobody wants the same of the same of the same. And then 2, be innovative. What is different from you selling suya and an aboki selling suya? An aboki selling suya will probably even do more than you are. Why? Because aboki has been living, he has an unfair advantage of, this is probably a generational business, for him. And then he knows he has maybe access to secret recipes. He probably has access to cheaper beef, by the fact that, they rear cows in their area and all of that. So he already has an unfair advantage over you. And you are not even bringing anything new to the business. And so if you are not innovative, you are not authentic, it will be very, very difficult to brand yourself. Those are the ways you can brand yourself. It will be difficult to sell yourself. So you have to find something unique to yourself. You have to find your niche. You have to find your sweet spot. You cannot be the same of the same of the same that everybody else is. You just have to be different. And then you have to find who your customers are and you speak their language. When I say customers, I'm using a general word or a general term to refer to people who would, buy into your persona. Customers is the general language because at the end of the day, we want to exchange value. What you have is what you want to sell and you want to attract certain people. And I would just generalize and call them your customers. When you are authentic and you are innovative, you have to speak the language that will make people attracted to you. So for instance, if I wanted to market my business in Lagos Island, for example, and I go there and I start speaking French, you know that there will be very few people that will be able to understand, even if I have branded myself well and I have, done every other thing. I'm innovative. It's an innovative business. It will be very difficult for you to connect with your customers because you're not speaking their language. Speaking their language might not also, I use that example of the 2 distinct languages, but also another language would be even in parlance, local parlances that people understand. So for example, I'll give another example. If I was targeting, if my audience is a group of young people, I'll probably use slangs that they know about, that's things that are in thing that they will easily understand. I will not come and start speaking thou knowest, but surely, speaking like that. So you need to find who your customers are first and foremost and speak their language. And finding your customers is not just about going, we did an interview recently in my place of work, and we were asking, these salespeople where they will find customers. And somewhere, we'll market these products in the neighborhood, we'll go to the supermarket, to the market, local market, we'll do this, we'll do that. But I had to stop them for a minute and say, no, those are not your customers. Your customer is different from every other person's customer. I'll give you an example of, let's use the same suya example. Now you want to brand yourself, you want to sell yourself. How do I find my customer as a suya seller? It depends on the niche that you have created, which was the first thing I spoke about. And that is, if I'm selling suya to middle class, am I selling suya to upper class? Am I selling suya to lower class? If I'm selling suya to lower class, I will not need to do any social media marketing for my suya. I just need to find a junction where there's a lot of footfall, and that's where my customers are. What's their language? You don't even need to speak anything. Just have a grill, and the flame and the aroma will call people to come to you. If you were marketing to middle class, where would you find those customers? Middle class people will probably not stop at a junction. Sometimes they might stop at a junction if, you know, it appeals to them. But a middle class person is more conscious about their health. So they will not want to hit anywhere random. So if you put your suya, you package your suya that is neat and nice and you stay at a junction, it might be difficult for you to meet that target, who your customer is, or who is your customer. So for you, once you know who you are targeting, then you look for where to find them. So where do you find your middle class customer? It will probably be at a mall or a supermarket. You know, there's this popular supermarket in our area, Jendol, and they have this University of Suya. I still had their chicken suya last night. So I know that if I drive to the mall, there's parking space for me, and they are clean and they are hygienic, you know, and they will package it. They can even give me a salad, you know, fit farm and all of that. So, but if your client is, if your customer, if you're targeting high-end customer, you have to brand yourself also in a way that will be attractive to your high-end customer. Everybody is an ideal customer for you. It does not matter. You can make money by selling to low-end customer. You can make money by selling to even the high-end customer. It does not mean that those that are selling to, you know, those with higher income level are going to make more money. Not necessarily true. It just depends on, you know, how you want to find them, how you want to sell to them. So for you to find your customer, you must know who they are, where you can find them. Middle class customers, even minus malls, you can find them on social media. You can do a broadcast. You can use Instagram. You can easily get to them like that. And you speaking their language, you can tell them, we do deliveries. Those are things that will appeal to them. That's you speaking their language, because some of them I even want to enjoy it in the comfort of their home. You know, so the first step to branding and selling yourself is to identify who your customer is, profile that customer. Profiling that customer goes beyond knowing where they shop, which is what I've been talking about, where they hang out. You must also know the type of TV shows that appeal to them. You must know the type of their hobbies, what they do, what they enjoy, because those are the things that you use to market to them. You know, so I will use my business as an example, and we have different customer persona, different customer profile that we target. There are some customer profile that they like DIY, they like to do it themselves, and we want to sell to them. So if you are branding or selling to those type of customers, we just tell them that you can make this, buy that, and you do it. You know, do a simple video, and they enjoy it. So you need to identify who your customers is. Who they are. There are some that they don't even like DIY things. They want to, there are some that will do that same DIY thing, maybe a cookie. They will say, okay, please, I want to order for 100 cookies. I'm like, that's the recipe, these ingredients. I don't, so you need to know what your customer language is, speak it, you know, and then it will be like you, Jika. And that's what all those magicians do. You know, they profile you, and not magicians actually, and 419 guys. You know, they profile you and say, okay, this type of person is long throat. If you do like this, this person will fall, because they have profiled you and they are speaking the language. They know when they come to you and say these things, you will know, you fall for them. And it's the same thing about branding and attracting your customer, your ideal person. You must know what they want and then do it. It's not about you. You are not the customer. It's about the customer. Whatever colors appeal to the customer, whatever taste appeals to the customer. And some of them, they like sweet things, or they like things that sound fancy. You know, it's still part of speaking their language. So if you come to Baby Gross, for instance, instead of saying customer service officers, we don't call them customer service officers. We call them a very fancy name. That's when a customer calls and say, oh, would you like to speak with a service hero? You know, it's busting their head, it's busting their brain. That's branding, because those are the things they like to hear. You know, it makes them feel like they're shopping from a high-end store, you know. So understand your customer, what they want. That's the first thing to help you you know, brand yourself. It's not you branding yourself then go and looking for the customer. Know what the customer wants. That's what you will use, you know, to brand yourself. Let's go to the next line. Just a minute. Part of the way that you can attract and brand yourself and get yourself out there is that you must network. You must network. There's no way, but there's no how people will know you if you're in your house. I used to say a funny joke that I'm from Igondo, but Obama called me from Igondo to come to DC to come and see him. Yes, I'm in Igondo, but I'm not actually in Igondo. You probably don't even know where Igondo is. Igondo is a very small suburb in Ikotun, which is the more popular one, and it's in Lagos. And so you must network. How do you network? Part of you being here is networking. When you come into a room like this, my name is this, I am this, and I am interested in collaborating in these areas, or I'm interested in knowing people in these areas, or this is what I'm currently working on. If you would like to connect with me further, and then you just drop your email, that's also branding, and that's networking. Whoever is interested in speaking with you can connect with you on WhatsApp or LinkedIn, or whatever platform you have put out there. That is one of the most important things that will help you, to get to know people. Nobody will get to know your brand or who you are if you are not networking. That's a critical ingredient to getting noticed and to getting even opportunities. If you have questions as I'm going on, please drop your questions, and I can speak on them as we continue the conversation. So if you don't brand yourself like that, nobody will know who you are. If you don't talk about who you are, if you don't go to places, nobody will know who you are, and you can't sell yourself. Every time you open your mouth is an opportunity to sell yourself, is an opportunity to sell your business. And so wherever you go, consciously network. Go with samples of your product, or your business cards, or something you've made, or pictures you can show people. And there's so many opportunities out there. Those are the ways that you can sell yourself. Apply for opportunities. There are so many opportunities out there. Most people, there was one program that I applied for, and it wasn't even about the money. There was no money involved at the first stage, but they gave us money. Even though interestingly, somebody messaged me and said, why will you apply for that small money? I said, I didn't apply for the money, it was the opportunity. And that opportunity opened me to even bigger doors. And so it was just how many people are nourishing Nigeria? I applied, and you won't believe that they had less than 50 applications. Less than 50. They chose us 10, but there could have been 300 people, 1,000 people. Nobody applied for that opportunity. So when you see things, apply for them. No matter how small, no matter how far-fetched it seems, you never can tell. It will launch you, it will catapult you. That singular opportunity opened the biggest doors that I've ever seen. I got an opportunity also to pitch my business in Tokyo from that small opportunity. After pitching, I won that one. So many people outside the country were, so many international magazines, so many international publications wanted to talk about us because we were the winners of that international competition. And it was a tech sort of competition that had people from Asia and all of those places where tech is big. And so for a Nigerian to have won, every international magazine that was in that space in that industry wanted to have an interview with me. And you can see the ripple effect. So many other people got to know about my brand. So many opportunities opened up. So many doors opened up for us. And I can't even overflog this. Please, I beg you in the mighty name of God, go and apply for opportunities. So one way to do this is to go to places like opportunities for Africans. You can go to places like Opportunity Desk, funds for NGOs, and sign up for their newsletter. When you sign up for their newsletter, tick areas that you are interested in. If it's education, if it's health, if it's governance, whatever areas, so that when opportunities are available in this area, you will get them in your inbox, and you can apply for them, and then the sky is your starting point. And one of the things that I do, because this is me sharing my story, one of the earliest things that I did that helped me to project my brand and to sell myself, the first thing I did, the first year, I said to myself, I said, Seun, as you are starting this business, one of your biggest targets or your biggest things that you must do is that every stakeholder in your industry must know you. And I took that opportunity. So you too, I implore you to say it to yourself that every stakeholder in your industry must know you. So one of the first things that you must do is map out your industry. Map out your industry. Who are the producers in your industry? Who are the enforcers in your industry? Who are the government agencies in your industry? Who are the international agencies in your industry? Who are the people that render services or complementary services in your industry? So you map out people like that. So for me, a part of the stakeholders in my industry would be, since I make food, NAFDAC is a stakeholder, SON is a stakeholder, there are private health NGOs that are stakeholders, there are producers that are stakeholders. Producers that are stakeholders would be maybe Rice Farmers Association of Nigeria. I must know what they are doing part-time. They are stakeholders. The Federal Ministry of Health is a stakeholder for me. And so and I achieved that in my second year. There was a time they were talking about school feeding program, and they were looking for people that will come and supply or bid for the contracts. In the presidency, somebody mentioned my name and my company name, and they called me and they said, are you this? Do you have all these papers? Bring them, submit them through this platform, and we'll pick you for the school feeding program. And that's a huge contract for us. So you must consciously work on making sure that everybody who is who in your industry knows you, and you must brand yourself according to how they need to engage with you. So for instance, for SON, we have to do everything right by them. For NAFDAC, we have to do everything right by them. For Federal Ministry of Health, we have to do things that are complementing what the Federal Ministry of Health is saying. If the Federal Ministry of Health is saying that we are trying to help children to be, we are trying to help iron deficiency, your work that you are doing must not be something that is working against the government. Do you understand? So you must network, apply for opportunities if you want to sell yourself, if you want people to know you. You want people that are in areas that matter to know who you are. Okay, I mentioned this earlier. Innovating is critical, and innovating does not mean that you are now, sorry. Innovating does not mean that, so now I want to make a baby food that once they put water, if it's white, once they put water, it will turn to color pink. It's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. But it doesn't have to be as crazy as that. Innovate can be around saying that, okay, everybody buys baby food from the supermarket. Can I deliver it to their doorsteps? Can I make it according to a child's need? Can I make it available 24/7? That maybe the food finished at 1 p.m. 1 a.m. in the night, and they need that food for that child now. Can they call my business and say, oh, my own baby food business runs 24/7? Or you can just say that my own baby food business, the food is delivered by drones. So you can see that if I tell you that my baby food business the product is delivered by drones, almost everybody will be like, okay, maybe I've not seen a drone before. I've not seen a drone delivery before. They might not even need the baby food. They will buy just because they want to see that. You can see the power of innovation. So you have to sit down with your ideas, sit down with yourself as a brand, and consciously brand yourself. So for me, at the beginning, I was very, very intentional about innovating my brand, my business, because this was something new. When I say I'm making baby food, people ask me, is it ogi? I'm like, no, babies can eat other things, not just ogi. And so I had to be very, very intentional. And I was not building a brand that was for Lagos alone. I was not building a brand that is for Nigeria alone. By the grace of God, Baby Grubs is in Ghana. We are in UK. We have a franchise offer in Kenya. We are opening our US store very soon. And so for me, I needed a brand that transcends boundaries, that transcends continental barriers or boundaries. So if I say, if I want to introduce myself, I won't say I'm the general manager or managing director. I call myself the mom in chief. And that piques interest anytime. In fact, funny story, nobody forgets that name, that title. It's very hard to forget because there's editor in chief, there's this in chief. I'm like, yeah, I want to be the mom in chief. I'm the mom of all the moms because I teach moms how to feed their children. I teach moms how to be better at being mothers. So I was very intentional. I was also very intentional about the name of the company, Baby Grubs. And so Baby Grubs is not just, grubs is a slang for food all over the world. And so I don't have to say my baby baby bomboy company. That's just only Nigeria that is restricted to. So, and another thing about innovating is you have to sit down. You have to really, really sit down and think. It's not something that you decide on a whim. You have to be very, very intentional, and you have to be authentic. Be true to yourself. That's the first thing, and it makes it easy. Don't go and copy another person and say, I want to be like this person. I can't be, even if I want to be a dancer, I can't be the next Michael Jackson, but I can be the next Seun Sangoloye. Okay, my own dance may not be, it might even be that is how you turn your head in 360 or 180 degree, and it becomes a thing because I made it a thing. And that's what the world wants. And not the easiest way to do this, is to tackle the big problem. Unfortunately, it's not the most fun thing to do. So if it was easy, everybody would do it. That thing that is not easy for people to do, which is a big problem, is what you should do. So everybody was running away. I mean, for how many, I'm now 35 years. When I had my son, I think I was 26. And for the 26 years that I've been alive, there was no made in Nigeria baby food on the store shelf. Why? Why? I asked myself, why? What have we been feeding children? Why do we have to have 95% of foods that are fed to babies in Nigeria be imported from outside? 95. I mean, and that's being conservative. We can just say 99%, and Ogi will take 1%. You have all these international things from places that we don't know. They don't even taste authentic. So I told myself, I want to make made in Nigeria baby food. I want food that tastes like Nigerian foods. You see children that have taken those foods after maybe 1 year or 2 years of being on those foods. It now becomes very difficult to transition them to regular foods because our own regular foods has palm oil. Our own regular foods has crayfish. Our own regular foods has iru, has egusi. So why can't we make baby food that has all of those things? Make our own foods for our own babies. It's a big issue, and you solving that big issue is what will catapult you to fame. It is what will catapult you to success. It is what will catapult you to, prosperity and all of those things. David had to kill Goliath. It was what everybody ran away from. And that was it for him. That was his break. But you have to start with what you have actually. If you didn't tackle the bear, you won't be able to tackle the lion. If you didn't tackle the lion, you won't be able to tackle Goliath. And if you didn't tackle Goliath, you won't be able to tackle Adulam, and all of those. And when you are thinking of your brand, please don't do a brand that will be restrictive. I was advising my younger brother when he was trying to set up his business, and he was going to call it clinical photography. I'm like, what if tomorrow you want to add videography? What if tomorrow it's not just about photography, but you want to be doing documentaries? So don't give yourself a name that will restrict you right now. And so he named his business 12 Visual Medias. And that, that captured the essence of who he is, or what it does. So visual media, you can already tell that, it has to do with XYZ. It might be photography, it might be documentaries, it can be videography, it can be anything. So you plan for growth. And part of what I say, I have a small joke here. When I said go with an umbrella, I remember the story. There's a story that was told about a small community where they had been praying for rain, and the local pastor in the community now said that everybody in the community should gather at the community square at maybe 5 p.m. that they want to pray for rain to fall because they were suffering from severe drought. And so when they went for the prayer, a small boy came and he had an umbrella on. And everybody was looking at him funny that, hey, it's not raining. Why do you have an umbrella on? And he said, Shebi, we came to pray for rain. I only prepared myself for the rain. That's why I brought, this umbrella. And so while you are trying to start your business, also remember to prepare for rainfall. Remember to prepare for growth. As you are thinking of growing a big brand, it will get to a big brand. So you have to prepare, ahead. And then if you want to, there's this saying that if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go somewhere, go alone. But if you want to get there farther, go together. And it's very, very true. Collaboration is the new competition. That's what they say. Competition is still there. Let's not kid ourselves. But collaboration is very, very key. And it is, it's one of the things that will put you out there. So if you are selling beans, look for a bread seller now to stay by your side. If you're an hairdresser, have somebody come and sell, things that accessories beside you. It helps to collaborate. And collaboration should not also be those that are immediately in your industry. It can be also complementary industries. So for example, I'm a natural baby food entrepreneur, but I could someone that complements my business would be a natural, maybe a peanut butter seller, or a natural all kinds of things, all kinds of people that do natural things. So I could work with skincare people. I could work with baby care people too. I could collaborate with them, and so they get to know you better. They get to know you faster. There was a time we even put samples of our products in a skincare company's goodie bag, and so you had people come back and say, oh, I bought this, I shop with this so brand, but they gave me your product as a freebie. I tried it and I really liked it, and I would like to know more or buy more for my baby. So learn to collaborate. That's even the secret of moving faster, of getting there faster, of getting known faster, of selling yourself faster. So do a list of 10 people that you want to collaborate with, and it's a cheaper way. If you want, they already have an audience, they already have this. So why not, partner or team up with them? You can't do it all by yourself. Even small companies partner with big companies. There's this popular tomato paste, very big, very popular, and they were not meeting their demand. You know what they do? They partner with other tomato paste companies that are not utilizing their business 100% and say, do our tomato for us. And their competition, and they're in collaboration. I was shocked, but it was really, really an interesting thing to see that was happening. So to brand yourself, to get your brand out there, and to move faster, into the market or into your space, think about collaborating with other people. And besides, you can't do it all by yourself. And doing it all by yourself will even make you weak. Concentrate on your area of strength. And then your areas of weaknesses, team up with somebody else to help you do all of that. So if you are doing, if you're a caterer and you are still handling logistics, it might be stressful. You're not in the business of logistics, you're in the business of cooking and making food for others. So you can concentrate on that. Please, moderator, you can tell me how much time I have left in my private chat, so that I'm still true to time. So yeah, do we have any questions? I have another screen to share, another presentation to just further buttress this, but I'll stop for now to take questions. Thank you very much.
There's a question in the chat room. It says, can franchising be seen as a form of collaboration?
Franchising. I need a moment, please. So franchising is different, but yes, it can be, I won't call it a collaboration because you are doing it for money. Well, you can look at it that way. So a franchise would be like, I'm using somebody else's name to sell, I'm selling. So for instance, my company is Baby Grubs, and you want to open up a Baby Grubs company in Kenya, which is one of the things that we're doing currently. And so what we now do is we'll come there and tell you, okay, to use our name, you pay us XYZ every year. This is how we operate Baby Grubs in Nigeria. We'll give you some staffs to help you run it so that it's the same experience that people have of Baby Grubs in Nigeria is the same experience they have of Baby Grubs in Kenya. And the product is the same, the service is the same. Even our approach to customers, how we talk to customers, how we connect with them is the same. That's what a franchise is. You can do that if you don't want to spend too much time building your own brand from the scratch, building your customer base, but you see somebody that the name is, they already have that name. People already know them. They're everywhere, which is like Chicken Republic people. They are franchises. You can buy a Chicken Republic franchise, set it up in your own community. Maybe that there's no Chicken Republic there, and then you are in business. You don't have to stress yourself about Omolabake and Sons chicken eatery. It might take a while for people to come and buy from you, but when they see Chicken Republic, people know that it's the same taste, it's the same amount, it's the same customer service experience, it's the same, everything and everything. That's that. But yes, it's a good way to go into business if you don't want to spend too much time doing everything from the scratch. As long as your goal of making money or your other goals, aligns, then it's fine. You can consider it.
Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you very much. That was such an insightful presentation. I've just been jotting and jotting and jotting. Please, if you have any questions you want to ask our speaker, can you please type your questions in the chat box or raise your hand so that we can take your questions.
Okay, wow, Seun, an amazing session. We can't thank you. This is Tuminino. We can't thank you enough for coming to share with us. So I'm curious, you started this business as a young mother and you were young, and I hear you, in fact, after this, and I can just understand why you've just been able to sell yourself, because you've been able to sell so much curiosity to me that even though I don't have a baby, I want to go and look for that baby food, because I'm hearing you talk about native food. I'm hearing you talk about Iru, Egusi, palm oil. I just want to know, are you saying that you actually had all these local ingredients to make children's food? As in, I'm that curious.
Thank you very much. Yes, we do. Even crayfish, fish.
Wow.
So because they are really nutritious, I think that one of the things I said was that people tackle the big problem. People didn't want to stress themselves about knowing more about all of these things. And people that were doing it, some were not even sure if it's okay or not okay. And so we had to go and peel back the layers and then look at the science behind all of these things and see how nutritious they were and how best to combine them to help our babies. So God will not give us babies in Nigeria and say that the solution is in Lebanon or the solution is in Tokyo or the solution is in Japan. So the solution for our babies is always here. It's just for us to tap into it and then use it for our children. And a child that has been raised, on crayfish from 6 months, or those umami tastes, why would they not eat normal food or regular family food when they are over 1 year? They will. So yes, our foods, not every one of them has things like that, but there are different tastes, different palates, different nutrients and all of that goes into the meals. But they are 100% locally sourced. Everything that we use is from Nigeria, and everything is for Nigerian children.
Wow, thank you so much, Ma. I actually ran to your page while you were speaking to go and look at some of your products because, like Coach just said, I was actually looking to see if children of 10 years old can eat the food or it's just babies because it sounded really, really, really good. All right, Isnet has a hand up. Isnet, could you please unmute so that you can ask your question?
Okay, thank you very much. This has been so informative and I'm really grateful. My question is still on collaboration. So like I mentioned, to anyone that has any brand, I do all these voiceovers, small scale, right? It's very difficult to get these bigger brands to align, use my voice. Would you suggest maybe breaking that barrier if you're a small scale business and you'd want to collaborate with a business that's a bit bigger than you, but you know that you're offering them value? How would you suggest I would go? Thank you.
Okay, that's a really, really intelligent question. Thank you for asking that. And the approach that I would use is that you find their pain points. Everybody has a pain point. In fact, it's the same approach that you should use when you're looking for a mentor. And so you would see people who just go and say, please come and mentor me. Please come and help my life. Or come and help my. They don't owe you jack. Nobody owes you anything. And so, and they are a big brand, they can afford to say no. And that's exactly what they will say. But the best way to get your feet in the door, what I do that's always helped, almost always. And so I'll give you an instance. How I got on this to be invited here is from a group that I belong to, and which Tumininu also belongs to. And I saw somebody on that group that I wanted her to be my mentor. I wanted to collaborate with her, let's just say it like that. I wanted to work with her, on something. And you know what I did? I didn't go and say, this is me, or this is gonna come. I went to her profile. She posted her profile. I went to her to check her out on LinkedIn, check that out everywhere and everywhere. You know what I did? And that's branding. You brand yourself. I just wrote and say, hello, ma. My name is Seun Sangoloye. I am glad to see that you're on this group as well. I'm really good at, you can bounce off ideas at me, especially if they are new ideas or you don't know how to go about something. And I just spoke about my strengths. I'm really good at X, I'm really good at Y. In case you need somebody to help you, maybe you want to plan an event or you want to do something, I'm your girl, call me any day, anytime. So I told her what I can do for her, what I can offer her. And she said, how did you know? I have this new project that I'm doing about this, and we are looking for, of course, I've checked that out. And I said, it's something I can do. I offered my services free, and she set up a Zoom call. And, so first of all, look for their pain points. And you have to study that. That's part of the things I said, your customer too. What do they need? In fact, there are some things that people, they need, but they don't know that they need it. So you have to, be very, very intuitive and sensitive. So you have to do this from a place of maybe have something like a personal retreat. If it's not something that you do, if it's not something that you do often, you have to sit back and relax. It's something that I've done. It's easy for me to glean from people. I think it's a personal strength. I can tell that, you'll be good at this, or you need this, or you are poor at this, or I can read people very well. So I think that one is a gift, but you can also get it. There's nothing that cannot be learned. Look for people and see what are they working on. There are some patterns that you can see, even from LinkedIn. Is this person an high achiever? If it's an high achiever, they will not have time for your nonsense. Maybe in just one word or two words, you tell them, this is how, from the way they communicate, you will know how to communicate with them. That's always the best, and that's the easiest way. Mirror people. Whatever they put out is what they want. Do you understand? If it's somebody that gives gifts, that person will appreciate a gift. If it's somebody that they value people's time, you to value their time. So if you are looking to collaborate, first of all, offer them something, offer them your service, not just your service that they don't need though. So for me now, if you say that you want to come and do spoken word for me, I'm not speaking anything. Well, I'm not doing that. So it has to be something that I like. It has to be something that
I had to interrupt. You said you're not speaking anything.
Sorry. No, I just needed you to understand. So if it was something like, if I have an event that is coming up and I say, oh, do you now have an MC? I could do this for you. You know, I'm a mother, I have 2 children, and I understand instantly, because it aligns with who I am and what I'm doing currently. So look at them in total. Go to their websites, their LinkedIn, their social media pages, even that person, where they go, what they do. You will know that, oh, if this person XYZ, this is the way to enter, and then you enter just like that. It's the same thing for customers. If your customers, they are the type that like to go to swimming pool every Saturday, and while they are in the pool, they don't they like to eat small chops, but it's nonsense that they are selling there or what. You must profile them. The same thing that you do for customers, you do it for companies you want to collaborate with, and it will look like magic. You have them in your portfolio just like that.
Thank you very much, ma. We all have to turn to profilers and investigators and detectives to sell our market.
It works for me all the time. It has opened so many doors. It works. Trust me.
So very, very spot on. This is
does
an
anybody else have
in-house.
any questions they would like to ask?
Very spot on, Seun. Am I audible?
Yes, please.
Okay, very, very, very amazing. This is an in-house session, so we can bump into ourselves. It's not like our regular webinar. And, we had to bring you into this in-house session so that we can be a bit more vulnerable. I can so identify with everything you are saying. Incidentally, I got a new mentor this year by following this process, as in heavy shadowing, entered a circle.
Yes.
She did not know what was happening. She was supposed to speak at an event, I think like 2 days or 3 days ago. I'd already inboxed her. Ma, I have seen that you are coming here, ma. I will be there. I am there. As we're finishing the webinar, I was inboxing her. And she's like, Tumininu, thank you. As I was dropping, her PA was chatting me. We are setting you up. You know that meeting we've spoken about this year. And these are people that are very busy. So truly, if we don't shadow them well, this opportunity you think is far from you will still be very far. And one of the things you said was that opportunity is everywhere. I heard you say, you are agreeing, but yet we have people on this platform, and I was expecting to hear more of those questions, that seems to think that opportunity is very scarce. My market is not selling. My business is not selling. I'm selling product, I'm hardly making money. And yet here are you saying that opportunity abounds, from Igando to White House, Igando to Obama. How do you break this barrier? We just want you to shed a bit more light on that. Thank you.
I've said it. It just seems like I've not said it. So the thing is, it wasn't just about me. Also, I should give glory to God Almighty. Also, the leading of the Holy Spirit is very, very critical. I don't know if we are all people of Christian faith, but I take my relationship with God very seriously. I get inspirations live and direct. In fact, unfortunately, for people that are not that don't know Christ, Holy Spirit is one of the cheat codes that we have. There will be days that literally, I'm not lying to you, I'm not fumbling. This one is not just bobo. I'll be in my kitchen and I will hear the Holy Spirit say, I will send you somebody today that will help you do XYZ. And it will happen. They will walk into the office and they will start chatting and say, I'm not really sure why I'm here. I'm like, yeah, I had a discussion about the Holy Spirit earlier today, and I know that you are coming to help me to solve this problem or fix this thing or do that, So but also I get ideas and I act on them. Ideas are a dime a dozen. Everybody has ideas, but not all of us are committed to doing them. So the person that asked the question, sorry that I'm putting you on the spot, you already know that you have identified people you want to work with, but will you follow through? I said something, Tumininu confirmed it that it works. Will you actually follow through and do those things? So there's a difference, there's a huge gap between having an idea and implementation. A lot of people don't implement, and that's where the problem is. You have an idea that maybe if I do this, so I will get more customers. If I do this, so maybe to take it to next level. But you do it once and it didn't work and you leave it. No, you keep doing it and doing it and doing it. If you keep axing at a tree, it will eventually fall down. So that's also another thing. I'm very resilient. It's not like it's everything that I do that automatically it just clicks. There are some that you have to do again and again and again and be dogged with it and be, just be resilient with it. So one of the critical things was me having a strict to-do list, a strict schedule. Set goals, be very important. There was a group that is a mastermind class, and they were saying that I will have accountability, and like me, accountability. I'm my own accountant. I must do it if I don't want to be hungry. If I don't want my children to suffer, all of those things, I must do it. So you must be a self-motivator. You must be a self-starter. You yourself, you must tell yourself, I want to have a headway. I must do this. If you have not all watched this movie, King Richard, it's based on Venus and Serena Williams' father, and the role he played. They were from the ghetto. The guy before they were born, he said he wants children that will be tennis superstars. So you must have that desire, that vision, and you must be dogged with it. Even if you don't have any formula of this or that. He even had a plan. This guy that I'm talking about, this King Richard, their father's name was Richard. He had a business plan, 78-page business plan before he gave birth to the children on how they will become tennis stars. So you yourself, you must sit down and be intentional. Bible says, if any of you wants to build this thing, will you not count the cost? Your business that you're doing, the brand that you yourself, that you want to be a brand, that you want to sell, you must sit down and put things down. Do you want to be the best in Igondo? Do you want to be the best in Lagos? Do you want to be the best in Nigeria? Do you want to be the best in Africa? Do you want to be the best in the world? First of all, define. And there's nothing bad if you want to be the best in Igondo. In fact, if you want to be on your streets, there's nothing bad. Start from there. Define yourself. Where do I want to be best at? Let's start from that. If I want to be the best in the streets, you already have an idea how big your business will be. If you want to be the best in Igondo, that's Thomas Sokwe Igondo kan, Sulia kan, Ayetoro kan. They must say Esinet kan, Ayetoro kan. Sorry that I'm using Esinet. I'm putting you on the spot again. So define where you want to be, and that will now help you set strategic goals. So I told myself, this business you want to do, you have to be the best in. You can answer that question by yourself, because that has been what has been pushing me. So if I want to be the best in this place, first of all, I have to conquer Nigeria. Everybody in Nigeria must know me. I said by the second year, I already made that goal. So everybody, it might not be everybody in Nigeria, but everybody in this food industry, in this food space, if they mention baby girls, one person in the room must say, I know that person. So you start from there, define who you want to be, then set goals, then be dogged with those goals, implement it, and sit with it, stay there. Even the Bible said that there's a wicked judge, wicked. Even the person forgot to say that somebody is wicked. You can imagine how wicked that person will be. But that particular widow, always, every day, that, oh God, you must join my case, you must do this. And the man bends and did it. So how much more? Somebody with your business, with your brand and all. So you yourself, you must wake up motivated. Don't say the country, Buhari. Don't join those people. On this land, you will declare and decree. Because me, I don't operate the economy of Nigeria. It's the economy of heaven. When everybody says there's a casting down, my own is lifting up. Because see, scarcity and me, I must be in abundance, overflow. My cup must be running over. So you must be the one that will do those work by yourself. Go and watch King Richard, though. Very, very important. Not just that movie, but even sit down and you yourself be your own motivator. Be your own self-motivator. Be yours and do those things. Not just say, I've done this one, it did not work. Sit with it. Even if it's one thing that you're doing, sit with it and work on it. And God will help you.
Amen. Thank you very much, Ma. Wow, such words of wisdom. Do we have any more questions? Does anybody else have a question they would like to ask our speaker? We have
She
just
said she
about...
still has one more slide for us. So.
Oh, okay.
Please release me.
Maybe you just present your last slide, please, because I can't see any hands up and I can't see any questions in the chat box.
I'm so sorry. Maybe another time. Can you please release me? I've had a very, very, very long day.
Wow.
Honestly.
Wow.
Wow. All right. Thank you so much, Ma, for your time. Thank you so much for giving us your time. It's as in we don't take it for granted. Thank you. Please let's give our speaker a round of applause. Let me see you clapping in the chat box. Let us give her a round of applause.
Sorry, Seun, please, before you leave, if anybody wants to collaborate with you, maybe like, as I said, open a franchise of baby grubs and all of that, please, how can we reach out to you? Can you quickly drop your contacts in the chat?
It's very easy. It's seun@babygrubs.com. Straightforward.
Okay.
And I'm also Seun Sangoloye on LinkedIn. And you can inbox Mom in Chief on Instagram.
Okay, thank you. Because I'm sure business ideas are popping now. Baby food with Tiru, I wonder. Even me, I'll probably open a franchise on my street. Thank you so very much. We really, really appreciate this. We don't take it for granted.
Thank you very much, Ma.
Thank you, Ma. Thank you. Please, round of applause for our speaker. I'm sure we can all say we have learned something from here today. Everybody is going to be something. I have a page full of things that, even though I'm not intending to sell baby food, but I think it works everywhere. Thank you, Ma. We'll let you go now. Okay, all right. So we have come to the end of our webinar today, but Coach would like to hear your last words. Please give us a farewell message, a charge to go forward. Just a few more minutes. I'm sure we always enjoy whatever Coach has to say. All right, Ma, over to you.
Okay, so this is in-house. Let me first stop.